Hey everybody, thanks for tuning back into my channel, I Shot Logic. I'm sitting here today with a really good friend of mine that I've known for many years now.
Long
And
time.
yes sir, you all may know him as Damien Sandow, Mr. You're Welcome himself, but I know him simply as Aron. So, ladies and gentlemen, Aron the Out Stevens.
What's going on? How are you doing, man?
Hey man, it's great, man. It's
I hear
great
you.
to see you again,
That's
man.
it.
I know it's been a while, but we had an adventure
We
yesterday.
did. We did. We went to West Virginia. Awesome show, and it was first time out that way. It was pretty cool. We got some road time too, which was cool.
Yeah, that was great. So I want to ask, man, when do you feel like was the time that your aha moment, like I've arrived?
Okay, so when you think of like those aha moments, I never had so much an I've arrived moment because it's not like I just woke up one day and was on WWE TV and like it was cool to get the action figure and stuff. But in terms of like, and this is a little bit more behind the scenes and kind of, peeping through the curtain. I was in Puerto Rico and I was working a guy named Flamer Boy Shane for the Puerto Rican title down there, and we're doing a whole angle to set up the big show. And I get to the back, and Carlos Colon, who was the boss at the time, says, "Good job." I said, "Oh, you saw it?" And he laughed. He says, "No, because I never ever watch my angles like that, because I'm a wrestler. If I look, I'm going to be partial to like a punch, a kick, a move, or something. But I'm all about the people. If the people, and I heard it, and that's what he says. If I can hear it, then I know you guys did your job. So come back." Wow. Okay. So that was a pretty much the biggest aha moment I think I've ever had in my career.
Oh, okay. Cool, man. I love it. You've had your appearances on shows, Magnum PI. You've also played in a brilliant little short I seen on YouTube. That was kind of like a sci-fi kind of thing. It was pretty
Oh,
neat.
thank
The
you.
alien
Yes,
thing, and
yes.
you were the reporter. Yeah, that was cool, man. I
Thank you.
liked your work on that.
Thank you.
How much confidence did wrestling give you, being out there in front of all those people and stuff like that, and being at shows? How much did that help your confidence when it came to on screen? Because we're talking about different beasts when we're talking about doing something on screen, right?
Yeah, and I mean, like, okay, confidence is it's something I can turn on and off, which is, I know, kind of weird, right? Like I have this thing, like whenever I'm performing, and one thing wrestling does teach you, right, or at least taught me, when it's time to go, it's time to go. You cannot second guess anything, and this goes like my first time on set. People were making comments, "Oh, you're very relaxed on set." Yeah, well, I mean, just because I'm used to doing live TV in my underpants, in front of thousands of people, you know what I mean, live. You know what I mean? Like I'm in a building in front of thousands of people, and it's being broadcast on live TV, and it is what it is. You get one take, and that's it. So there's no, in my opinion, there is no greater pressure performing-wise in any avenue of entertainment you're going to find.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, something that I think about, because we talk a lot about, the differences in the eras. It's just like in any sport. We talk about it in football. We talk about it in basketball, especially here lately. The Jordan LeBron debate, which I weighed in on many times on air. But my question is, what do you see in the modern era that you really like? And the second part of this question is, what of the past era would you like to see kind of re-injected into today's wrestling?
Well, what I like about the modern era is, again, athleticism has never been higher as far as the bar is concerned than it is now. What I don't like about that is that it has sacrificed the core of what our business is, which is storytelling, entertainers, characters people can care about, people can relate to, and you don't see as many people like that. How many people like, oh, they're a guy with cool tights that does a flip. Okay,
Yeah.
and you know what? Like the fans, they'll, oh yeah, it's this guy, and they cheer for the move, and then the next match comes out, and no one cares. It's like, I want to be the person, like when they leave the arena, they're talking about.
Right.
And whether that is from a feat of athleticism, from a character that just hits a nerve, to the point of fans can't help but become emotionally invested in it. And that's just, in my opinion, what the biggest kind of missing component in the modern era is. And I think, you see the numbers with some companies. WWE is a juggernaut. There's no doubt about that. But, with your other companies where you're having some attendance ratings, and they're not really kind of panning out. Again, one thing in NWA I'll say I'm very proud of is that, people have said what they've said, but we're still here and we're chugging along, and we have made steady progress in terms of eyes on our product, fans that are really kind of getting on board the bandwagon, and we're really building a very, very loyal and a growing fan base. It's constantly growing, and we're just kind of taking it one thing at a time there. We're trying to do wrestling the way that we feel it should be presented, which is more the old school way. And to the second part of your question, it's just give me great action in the ring, but make me care about the people doing it. That's all.
Yeah, and I think that is a really good point, because in what we now call the golden age growing up, I mean, for me in my generation, it was Tito Santana, Ricky Steamboat, it was Hogan, it was Roddy Piper, it was Ravishing Rick Rude, it was Paul Orndorff, it was but they were just so creative with how they've done things, and I would like to see a little bit more return to kind of a gritty style, kind of get away from so much of the flips and stuff. I don't like it to be 15 Hurricane Ranas.
Yeah. Yeah, because you don't have time to appreciate anything almost, right? But
yeah.
Hey, you know what? Like I said, I just say, there's something for everybody. And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch. And I think a lot of people in wrestling too, they're trying to placate to a niche audience.
Yeah.
And that is cool, right? But they will get a niche audience, no matter how much money they have, no matter how many resources or backing or talent even, right? Because if you can create and I think WoW is a perfect example to where more people watch WoW than, other wrestling shows that people would consider, in the top 3 companies in the country, if not the world.
Yeah.
And why are people watching WoW? And I think it's because they are presenting a product that is really kind of conducive to the average human being. That they're not going to get on the dirt sheets. They're they want something to watch. They want just good old-fashioned entertainment, and there you go. And, there's a lot of similarities, I think, philosophically, in NWA, obviously, it's like we're like that old school, really just kind of like gritty and but at the same time, kind of keeping an updated style of wrestling. I mean, you watch some of our talent, there's obviously there's similar components to what you'll find at any other company in terms of the in-ring action. But with us, we're trying to get just the characters themselves over, so you can appreciate it, you can feel something, and you can just be invested in the story, because characters are what drive the story.
That's great. I think we both agree on that. It's kind of like, it makes me think about how sports like the NBA are changing now, and you make these changes to the game to win over non-basketball fans, but at the same time you have to be careful not to alienate your fan base that actually can afford the tickets and fill the seats.
Yes.
Because when you go to an NBA game, it's not like 20-year-olds in the front row. Right?
Absolutely, yes.
And it's just that kind of concept. But man, just want to keep it short and sweet, man. Thank you so much, man.
No, thank you. This was great.
Brother,
this was awesome. We'll have to do it again, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely do it again. And guys, tune in to NWA. Take a look at what they're doing. And hey, we'll see you on the next one. Thank you all.